Hey everyone, it's Sarah and today I am back with a really exciting video. So this video is going to serve as an announcement for a sale that Dreamhouse Ikiryo is going to be having starting tomorrow, February 4th, which is a Saturday, and it will be running until Valentine's Day, the 14th. It is a buy one, get one free sale. So buy one bottle of perfume, you can choose another bottle for free, which is an amazing price. Most of his bottles of perfume are about $140, so getting one free, you're basically getting amazing niche quality perfumes for about $70 a piece, which is amazing. Like, such a good price. I cannot even tell you. I will definitely be partaking in the sale and I am so excited. I've got a whole bunch of samples and a couple of bottles for you. I think I've smelled 95% of what is on the website, so I did want to go through every scent with you and give you a quick overview of it, give you a quick overview of each scent so that if you plan on shopping the sale, you will have an idea of what you might be interested in before you get on the site. So along with the buy one get one free sale, he will be sending out a sample of your choice as well. So you'll just put in the notes when you check out, you'll put in the notes what you want a sample of, and you will get a sample as well, which is really cool, you guys, because he very rarely sends out samples. So the fact that he's going to be including samples with these orders is amazing too. So at the same time that the sale will be going on, there will be a contest going on as well. All you have to do to enter the contest is when you check out, so you're gonna let them know which scent you want for your sample, and then in the notes you're going to just put Sarah sent me, and it'll be sent as in like a scent, S-C-E-N-T. So put Sarah sent me and then let them know which bottle you would like to receive as your free bottle if you win the contest. So just make sure you put those things in. I'm gonna say it again so that if you are gonna shop, you know what to do to enter the sale. So at checkout, you're going to put in the notes, Sarah sent me, and then you're gonna name the perfume that you would like to receive if you win the contest. So you have a chance to get 4 fragrances. So you would get the bottle you purchased, the bottle you got for free, and I do wanna say he is launching 3 new fragrances, Yes, he's launching 3 new fragrances, which I do have samples of here, which we will talk about. So he's launching the 3 new fragrances. So the 3 new fragrances will not be available for the get one free side of the sale. However, you can choose any of the 3 new fragrances to be your free bottle should you win the contest. I hope that all makes sense. So yes, if you win the contest, you will get 4 fragrances from Dreamhouse Ikiryo, which is amazing. You will get the bottle you purchased, the bottle you got for free, the sample, which he never sends samples, so it's really exciting that everybody's gonna get a free sample, and the bottle that you win, which is awesome. All for the price of 1 bottle, basically. So I will upload this video the day that the sale goes live, so by the time you guys are seeing this, the sale will be live. We're gonna go through each scent here. We're gonna talk a little bit about them. I'm gonna be quick because I've got so many of them. Almost every scent that is on the website I have here. I'm gonna tell you guys what my favorites are. I've had a really hard time choosing which ones I'm gonna get, but I'm pretty sure I've got my mind made up, and I'm just gonna end this intro, which has been super long, but I'm just gonna end this intro by saying this is one of the most amazing perfume houses I've literally ever put my nose on. These scents are better than 90% of the niche houses that I've smelled, and you guys know I have smelled a lot. These are some of my favorite perfumes on the planet. They're up there with Untamed for me. I would say that Untamed and Dreamhouse are now my 2 favorite perfume houses. There is no other house out there besides Untamed that has a soul like this house does. You can pretty much rest assured that no matter what scent you pick, you're gonna love it because they're amazing. If you're a fragrance lover, you're gonna love this house. Okay, so let's get on with the fragrances. He has updated the website. I'm super excited. The new scents are now available on the website. Okay, so we're gonna start with Coralie, which is one of the new fragrances. I want to read you guys every bit of the description on here because every fragrance has a story that goes along with it. I cannot express to you the artistry that is inside of the man that creates these fragrances, but just know that there's so much imagination. There is literally a story that goes along with every single one of these perfumes. There's a story in his head, and he has brought it to life through fragrance. And usually there's like a little blurb on the website that gives you a little idea of what the story behind the fragrance is. I want to read you guys every single one, but alas I can't, or this video would literally be like 2 hours long, which I wouldn't mind, but I don't know if you guys would love that. So Coralie is Jasmine, Stargazer Lily, Jasmine Vert Liqueur, Lily of the Valley, and Musk. And it might just be liquor, but it looks like liqueur or like liqueur. It looks more fancy than just liquor, so I'm gonna say Jasmine Vert Liqueur. Again, Lily of the Valley and Musk. This is an 80% feminine, about 20% masculine scent. It is absolutely stunning. When you very first spray this, you immediately get the Stargazer Lily, and then very quickly the jasmine starts to pull through. But then really the star of the show here is the Lily of the Valley. On paper, I have tried this on skin. I've tried most of these on skin. I have been testing these like mad in preparation for the sale, trying to figure out which ones I wanted to buy myself. And it's been really, really hard for me. He does florals in an amazing way. And I am such a sucker for a Lily of the Valley. I love Lily of the Valley. It's one of my favorite flowers in perfumery. I love jasmine and Lily of the Valley, and that's what you get in the deep dry down of this, is this gorgeous jasmine and Lily of the Valley combination. It leans, for those of us that remember the 80s, if you remember fragrances like Jessica McClintock and like these beautiful floral powerhouses from the 80s, that's kind of what you get here, but done in a modern way. So unless you remember those, that's not what's gonna come to mind for you. It does for me because I'm a kid from the 80s. I remember that era. I remember those amazing perfumes, and I absolutely love them. But if you don't remember that, this isn't gonna take you to a like mature place or anything like that. It doesn't smell vintage or mature. It does smell very clean and modern and beautifully floral. So feminine, just beautiful. So I absolutely love this one. This one will enter my collection at some point. I will buy it because it's amazing. It's everything that I love about a floral fragrance, and it's incredible. So that is the first one. That is called Coralie. That is one of the new fragrances. I know this is gonna be a long video. I'm just gonna read you guys the stories about the new fragrances, just the 3 new ones, and then I'll stop for all of the like ones in the core line, but because these are new, they're super special. Okay, so it says both Coralie and Te Veux, which is another new perfume that we're going to talk about that is off the charts, you guys, were created as part of a series of scents connected to a murder mystery set in 1929 that Vincent wrote, both being vital parts to the story. Coralie is one of the name of the lead characters, an actress from the silent era whose star is fading, and Je te veux, which is French for I want you, being a song a man sings to himself whenever he sets eyes on a woman he is smitten with. Je te veux is a French song from the 1920s. It was created to be a romantic scent for men. This series was originally inspired by fancy cocktails, which explains the creation and uses of jasmine vert liquor and brandy accords. So, amazing, you guys. Based on a 1929 murder mystery that the perfumer himself wrote. I mean, it doesn't get any cooler than that. So anyways, that one is called Coralie. Amazing. Okay, next we're gonna talk about Je te veux, which this is an absolute must-have for me. The subscriber friend of mine who introduced me to this house. She's the one that sent me the bottle of White Rabbit. She has also smelled this scent, and she also said that it's a must-have for her as well. Oh my gosh, it is so good. It's such an amazing scent. So this one basically has the same story because this one and Coralie were created around that same 1929 murder mystery. So Je Te Veux is opium, vanilla, magnolia, ambrette, incense, musk, brandy, sandalwood, woody notes, Peru balsam, nutmeg, and rose. And this one is 60-40 masculine. So about 60% masculine, about 40% feminine. And I love that on his website. He does that with all of his scents. So you can scroll to the bottom, and at the bottom it will tell you like how much it leans feminine or masculine, and it'll kind of help give you an idea of, I would say that like at least 80% of these fragrances are unisex. Only a few of them lean really feminine or really masculine. Most of them fall somewhere in the middle. This one is amazing. On paper, this one gives me nuttiness, but on skin, it does not. So it's kind of deceiving for me because I know it smells completely different on paper. In fact, that's the good thing because I have tested most of these on skin. I will know if something is weird about it. So the nuttiness is starting to go away on the paper because there's no nuttiness in this. This one is amazing because you guys know how much I love ambrette. And the reason I love ambrette is because it brings a fuzziness and a coziness to a scent, and it gives it the feeling of being powdery without being powdery, which is why I love it, because I don't want a whole bunch of powder bombs in my collection, but I love the feeling that a powdery perfume gives me because it's intensely cozy. And that's how this one is. You definitely get sweetness from the vanilla. You definitely get a beautiful clean musk in the background of everything. There's a little bit of a booziness from the brandy. There's definitely some woods in the base, but they're very soft woods. And that's what I love about the use of sandalwood in this one, because sandalwood for me by nature has it's not a powderiness, but it gives you that same kind of a fuzziness. A lot of the time I will have the same experience with sandalwood as I do kind of with ambrette, but just being a wood, if that makes any sense. Sandalwood has this beautiful coziness that gives kind of powdery vibes in the base of it, and I love that. And the sandalwood with the ambrette and the sweetness and the booziness from the brandy, it's amazing. It's such a good scent. And then you get a little bit of a warm spiciness from the nutmeg. It's so, so good. This is like the only thing, it doesn't smell like anything I've ever smelled before. The only thing that I can really think to compare it to is Guerlain Samsara, but a way cleaner, more modern, and just like a more well done version of that. That's the only thing I can kind of compare it to. It doesn't really smell like that. It's got some similarities, but I've really never smelled anything that smells like this. So this is at the top of my list of one of the full bottles that I'm gonna buy for myself. It's amazing. It's got everything in a scent that I look for. It's warm, it's cozy, it's got some sweetness to it. It's got the ambrette, which gives me a little bit of like a fuzzy, warm, cuddly, powdery vibe. It's got a little bit of booze in it, a little bit of spice. I mean, it's literally everything that I love in a fragrance. So anyways, that is Je Te Veux, a stunner, an absolute stunner. And then the last new one is this one here. This is called Blush of Dawn. This is an amazing scent, you guys. This was the first. It's so good, I cannot even tell you, and it's 2 notes, but it is absolutely incredible. This is a complete safe blind buy. I think that literally anybody could just buy this blind and would be happy with it. I've worn it twice now. I am head over heels in love with it. It performs like an absolute beast. You can apply this one time and you will be good for the entire day. You will smell it until you shower the next day. It's beautiful. It's a people pleaser. So this one says, the Blush of Dawn is itself a ghost story that Vincent wrote, where a man has dreams of a woman, so a succubus, seducing him, only to wake up every morning with the scent of roses and watermelon in the air, as if it were the blush of dawn, but was it a dream? So again, based on a really cool story. So this one again is just rose and watermelon, just those two notes. It's a beautiful, clean, fresh, natural smelling watermelon. There is nothing synthetic in this at all. In fact, there's not a stitch of anything synthetic smelling in these fragrances. None of these fragrances smell in any way smell synthetic at all. So this one is 85% feminine, 15% masculine. Mostly, I would say for me, this one leans quite feminine. I love it. Anybody, of course, could wear it, and I think it would smell amazing on a man too. It's really, really beautiful, very feminine. It reminds me of pink and white frilly things, and just, it's everything. It's the best two-note perfume I've ever smelled in my life. You would not know that this is only two notes. It smells complex. Like, it doesn't smell overly complex, but it definitely smells like it is more than two notes. It is so good. So that one is called the Blush of Dawn. It's incredible. Okay, next we've got another one of my loves. This is called Crestfallen, and this is another one. This is why I'm pretty sure I'm gonna need 4. Or this is why I'm pretty sure I'm gonna end up having to buy 2, because I feel like I have to have this perfume. It is one of the best things I've ever put my nose on. It's amazing. So this one, I can't not read the stories because it just adds so much. So this one, it says, in San Francisco in the year 1935, a distraught man sits in a cafe. He drinks a relatively new drink to the area called masala chai, losing himself within himself with every sip he takes. A hand appears out of nowhere, resting itself upon his shoulder. He looks up to see a woman, gypsy-like in appearance, with a handful of flowers. In a soothing voice, she says to him, "Try not to be so crestfallen." Smelling a nosegay of fresh carnations is said to relieve a breaking heart. She sets the bunch of carnations next to his drink. Looking at the flowers, he looks to be holding back his emotions. He sips his chai, then picks up the carnations to smell them. He then turns to thank the lady, but she has disappeared. So Crestfallen is actually called Crestfallen, a Fragrant Mystery. This one is just masala chai and carnation. This one is 60-40 masculine. Leans a little bit masculine, but it's definitely completely unisex. So yeah, this one is called Crestfallen. I love the name. Crestfallen is such an amazing word. It's just such a beautiful word, and it's an amazing fragrance. And again, 2 notes, but you would never know it's just 2 notes. It smells much more complex than 2 notes, probably because it's a chai note, or a masala chai note, which masala chai kind of is comprised of more than just, 1 note. It's amazing. This would smell so good on anybody, on a man, on a woman, on anybody. It's so good. So that one is called Crestfallen. Okay, and then next we have my other love. So this one is called Kasmiri. This is another one of my absolute loves. This is the most beautiful, warm, but bright, very slightly sweet, kind of fresh fragrance. So this one says, a companion piece of sorts to Crestfallen. Kasmiri was developed when Vincent saw a picture of a cup of Kasmiri chai. Looking up the ingredients of this beautiful pink drink, he decided to create a scent based on the ingredients, and having never tried a Kasmiri chai. A day later, he had something extremely fragrant, exotic, and alluring. The following day, he discovered a shop that made this drink. To his surprise and pleasure, the taste of the drink perfectly matched the scent of his creation. He then refined the scent and has finally presented it to you. So Kasmiri is cardamom, chai, and pink pepper, and it is stunning. You get the warmth from the chai and the pink pepper and the cardamom. I am such a fan of cardamom in a fragrance. I just think it's stunning in perfume. And this one is 60-40 masculine. But again, I adore it, and I think it is a perfectly unisex fragrance. I think it would smell amazing on a man, amazing on a woman. So that one is called Kasmiri. Okay, next we have Bees and Butterflies. So Bees and Butterflies, this is a fragrant tale of a bee in love with a butterfly. The long-awaited Bees and Butterflies is a salute to the opposites that attract. Love is love. Bees and Butterflies, a fragrant fable. This one is honey, jasmine, vanilla, beeswax, peach, magnolia, honeysuckle, and labdanum. This one is 65-35 feminine. This one is amazing. For me, I definitely get tons of jasmine. I get a ton of jasmine when I first spray it, when I wear it. The honey is not overpowering, so anybody that is like not a fan of honey or honey doesn't work for you, I don't think that this one is more jasmine than honey to me. It's a little bit more floral than it is honey. The honey just gives it this beautiful, almost a softness, almost a butteriness. It almost makes the jasmine, or it almost turns the jasmine into being like a buttery flower, like a buttery jasmine. It's gorgeous. And then beeswax. I love beeswax because beeswax really does give a waxiness to a perfume. It helps cut down on sweetness, I feel like it really helps to keep the sweetness of a fragrance down. And who doesn't love a waxiness in a perfume? I adore a waxiness to a perfume. So you've got like this buttery jasmine and this waxy beeswax. You definitely get the magnolia, and magnolia is a gorgeous, almost citrus-like floral. Magnolias grow like crazy here in the South where I am, and it is my favorite thing in the world to do in the middle of the summer. I love to stick my nose into a fresh, huge magnolia blossom. They're gorgeous, and you definitely get that beautiful citrusy, fresh, light magnolia in this fragrance. And then honeysuckle and a beautiful, slightly resinous labdanum in the base. It's stunning. It's an incredible fragrance. Anybody that likes honey or like a honeyed floral, I think you would absolutely love this fragrance. It's stunning. It's comforting. It's beautiful. I just can't say enough good things about it. So anyways, that one is called Bees and Butterflies. Okay, next we've got Blood Cherry Cordial, and this one, it says originally from the first These Three collection. So these three is These Sinful Three, along with Vanilla Opie Oud and Apple Rum and Jasmine. Oh my goodness. Blood Cherry Cordial is exactly as the name implies, a juicy cherry cordial truffle. So this is cherry, chocolate, honey, cognac, caramel, vanilla, amber, and musk. Oh my gosh, you guys. This one is amazing. This one is like perfect 50-50 unisex. This one you immediately get the cherry, but it's like a sweet, like maraschino cherry kind of cherry. It's like a true cherry. It's not like that almondy cherry that you get in a lot of other perfumes. This is a true cherry, which I know a lot of people are looking for a fragrance that is a true cherry and not like a cherry almond combination. And that's definitely what you get in this one. And then you get this gorgeous, it's almost like a dark chocolatey powdered cocoa. You definitely get a little bit of the honey, but it doesn't smell like outright honey. It's not what you're gonna smell in the fragrance. So if you're somebody that doesn't like honey, I don't think you'd be bothered by the honey in this. The honey just gives it almost a syrupiness. There's a little bit of booziness from the cognac, and that booziness also brings a warmth. There's some cleanliness from the musk. The musk keeps it nice and light, keeps it from getting too heavy or too sweet. And then sweetness from the vanilla, and then the amber. I mean, this one is amazing. It's so good. This is another one. This is everything I love in a perfume. If you're looking for a cherry perfume that isn't like your typical, again, cherry almond combination, or that is a cherry perfume that doesn't smell like Tom Ford Lost Cherry, I think you would love this. This one is amazing. So this one is called Blood Cherry Cordial. Okay, next we have got Candyman Creamsicle Incense. I have tested this one. I've tested most of these, like most of them on skin. This one is amazing. This is like an orange creamsicle, but for an adult, for a grown-up. It really does smell like incense and orange creamsicle. So this one says that it is the companion of sorts to Candyman. Creamsicle incense is an incense lover's sweet dream, and it is phenomenal. So this one is Tahitian vanilla, benzoin, tolu balsam, incense, opium, and osmanthus. And it is amazing. And what is really crazy is there's nothing, it doesn't have any orange in it. So it's definitely not like, I don't know, but there is something about it that really does smell like an orange creamsicle, but without smelling like synthetic or weird, without smelling like something fake. It's like all of these gorgeous notes that come together end up smelling like exactly what the name says, and like an orange creamsicle incense. It's amazing. This is another one that I think this one is pretty safe if you like incense. It's not a heavy incense. It's not a church kind of incense. It's a super easy, light. It is definitely still like a really good quality incense, but it's done in such a light way that it's like not a heavy fragrance. And even on the skin, it wears beautifully. It's hard for me to convey to you guys just how amazing these perfumes are. So that one is called Creamsicle Incense, and do you like this? It's so good. Creamsicle. It's amazing.
Like sweet tart.
Yeah, so anyways, that one is called Creamsicle Incense. Beautiful. Okay, this next one, this one is called Candyman, and so this one says the long-awaited Candyman duo are now available. So Candyman is a gourmand mixed with sweet resins. This is one that I am pretty sure I have to have. It says Candyman is also a nickname given to Vincent by the ladies of a fabric store he goes to, whereupon each visit he would bring them big bags of candy. Whilst wearing this scent to the shop when it was first created to test it, he was greeted by welcomes of "Hey Candyman." It was then he decided upon the name for the fragrance. So this one is Tahitian vanilla, benzoin, tolu balsam, quince, camellia, coconut, mango, amber, patchouli, cocoa extract, tobacco, and osmanthus. This is another one that is a 50-50 unisex, and I'm pretty sure that I have to have this. It's amazing. You get the Tahitian vanilla, but the star of the show in this one for me is the mango. The sweet, juicy mango. And then the cocoa and the coconut and the amber. The coconut I love because you get just the slightest hint of coconut, and something about the coconut and the mango and the amber and the vanilla, it's almost this kind of like caramely, coconut, juicy mango, but without smelling like a fruity fragrance. It doesn't smell like a fruity fragrance at all. It's so hard to explain these because I've never smelled anything like them before, so I don't have like a reference point. I don't really have anything to tell you, oh, it smells kind of like this. This one is just phenomenal. If you love mango, I've smelled a couple of like amazing mango perfumes. Wilhelm Mango Skin is phenomenal, and it's the same kind of mango that you get in this perfume. It's amazing. It's a gourmand. It's yummy. It's sweet. It's fun, but without smelling juvenile. It's like a super elevated smelling gourmand. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with this one. So that one is called Candyman. Okay, next we have Ruby. This is another fragrance that is, they're all amazing. I'm gonna keep saying that. I'm just gonna keep saying they're all amazing because they are. So this one says, a few years ago, Vincent tried for the first time a new type of chocolate called Ruby chocolate. This recently developed chocolate is considered the fourth type of chocolate behind milk, dark, and white. The taste immediately made a big impression on Vincent, and he instantly began translating the taste to smell. This beautifully tart chocolate scent is a result of his experiments. So Ruby is chocolate, pink pepper, rose, amber, and pink grapefruit. This one is 50-50, so it's totally unisex. So with this one, you do get a little bit of a pepperiness in the top from the pink pepper, and it is quite prominent. So if you can imagine a kind of peppery chocolate, and then it's got a really soft rose in the middle, so it's not It's definitely not a rose fragrance, but it does have a little bit of a rose in it. And then the pink grapefruit being in the base is really, really interesting because it keeps the fragrance very, very light and citrusy, and it's beautiful. And I don't think I've ever seen pink grapefruit be in the base of a fragrance ever. So it's actually super interesting. I would consider this a chocolate fragrance. And it's a beautiful chocolate fragrance. It's a chocolate fragrance that doesn't smell synthetic. It smells like real dark chocolate cocoa powder and not like a synthetic weird chocolate candy bar or something. It's really gorgeous. So anyways, that one is called Ruby. Okay, the next one that we have is called Drifting. And this one, when I first went through all of these fragrances and was sniffing them, this one didn't like really stand out to me one way or the other, but you can see this is the sample that I probably used the most of, because once I actually paid attention to what was in this perfume and I realized how amazing it was, I've worn this one like 3 times now. This was a complete dark horse for me. So again, this one is called Drifting, and it says, inspired by the song of the same name by the band, and I'm gonna butcher this, Lycia, I think. Drifting is a scent long in the making / development. After various formulations, Vincent decided to challenge himself and make a scent with a central focus on an ingredient that he does not normally work with, lavender. The result is an ethereal cloud one can only imagine drifting upon, let alone wearing it. So this one is lavender, Peru balsam, hedione, and white musk. This one is also 50-50 unisex. This one, if you love lavender, I think you would like this one. This is really a really beautiful lavender, but it's not like it doesn't smell like a fresh lavender bush, like something that you would just go out and pick. Yeah, it doesn't smell like just lavender. The hedione gives it just a tiny bit of sweetness, and hedione is a really beautiful molecule. I don't think I've ever smelled a perfume with hedione in it that I haven't liked. It's beautiful. And white musk, and you guys know I've been on a white musk kick for like a year now. I am kind of obsessed with musk perfumes, and especially white musk. And it's a beautiful, slightly sweet, really clean, soft white musk in the base. And then with a little bit of a fresh lavender, like a fresh powdery lavender. And then with just a touch of sweetness, it's gorgeous. It ends up being warm and skin-like. This one is probably the it performs well, but it wears pretty close to the skin. This isn't gonna project like a beast. You're not gonna be smelled before you enter the room. It's not that kind of a fragrance. This is a softer fragrance. It wears closer. It's a really cozy fragrance. It's beautiful. It's one of my favorite kinds of fragrances, and this ended up being one of my favorite fragrances in this entire bunch. One that I overlooked initially, but that ended up being one of my favorites. So anyways, that one is called Drifting. Okay, the next one I have here is called Rose of Venus. This was sent over by one of my beautiful subscriber friends. She sent this, and she sent another one, but the other sample that she sent isn't on the website, so I didn't want to include that one. That one is called, I think it's called In Perpetuum, but again, it's not on the website anymore, so I didn't want to include something that you can't purchase. So anyways, Rose of Venus. This one is, it says, Rose of Venus is an homage to the vamps of the 1910s and 1920s, such as Theda Bara, Pola Negri, Evelyn Nesbit, and Anita Berber. Evelyn Nesbit, bless you. Evelyn Nesbit has a really tragic story. Imagine the paste of a rose incense being made. How sultry and sexy it must smell. That is Rose of Venus, a syrupy and sultry incense rose. So this one is 80-20 feminine. This one is Rose de Mai, white musk, linden, ivy, bergamot, caramel. I think it's caramel and rum, or it could be caramel rum and incense. I'm not totally sure. I think I said that last time I talked about this one too. This one is really, really beautiful. That's exactly what it is. It's a syrupy rose. It smells like a really expensive, niche, high-end rose fragrance, which is what it is. You get a little bit of a, kind of like a fresh citrus from the linden blossom, but it's a little bit different smelling. It's not your typical citrus. It's not like your typical lime or lemon or even bergamot or even quince or anything like that. Linden blossom has a really distinct smell to it, and it's really gorgeous. It's almost like a florally citrus, like a floral citrus. It's gorgeous. This is a really beautiful rose perfume. It's kind of a middle of the road one too. It's not a light rose, but it's not a heavy rose either. It's really beautiful. If you love rose, I think you would love this one. It's a gorgeous rose fragrance, and it doesn't smell like every other rose out there. It's definitely pretty unique. So anyways, that one is called Rose of Venus. Okay, next we have Orange Moonshine. And this is another amazing perfume. This really does smell like a boozy orange fragrance. This one is candied orange slices, mandarin orange, benzoin, cognac, nutmeg, allspice, cinnamon, oud, and moonshine whiskey. This one says the return of Ikiryo. Orange Moonshine is the follow-up, not necessarily a flanker, to Orange Sunshine, as it has something to say for itself. A rich accord of candied orange slices swimming in a party bus pool of moonshine whiskey. Orange Moonshine is the first fragrance created in Ikiryo's return to perfumery. This one is 60-40 masculine, and this really is a gorgeous, boozy orange fragrance. It smells like candied orange slices, like real candied orange slices, not some like cheap sugary thing that you find in a bag somewhere. Like if you can imagine candied orange slices that have been soaking in booze, but like a white booze, like a white booze, not like a brown booze, like a light, not that booze can smell fresh, but that it doesn't smell, oh, that's hard to explain. You know how a white booze will smell cleaner than a brown booze will? That's what you get. It's like a clean white booze. This one has oud in it, but I don't get a ton of oud. It's definitely, I can't even really, you will probably smell it when it dries down on your skin, but on the paper, I really don't detect it. So if you are somebody who loves the way that this sounds, but you don't like oud, I wouldn't be afraid of the oud. I don't think that the oud would bother you in this. It's really, really beautiful. This is mostly like a candied orange and like clean booze fragrance. Really beautiful. So that one is called Orange Moonshine. Okay, next we have one called Handsome Devil. This is one of the very few that I definitely feel like leans more masculine, though it doesn't lean so masculine that I would feel uncomfortable wearing it, and I'm not a big fan of wearing like traditional smelling men's cologne. So it does definitely lean masculine, and you can tell when you smell this that this definitely is geared more towards men, but if you like the way this sounds and you're a woman, I don't think that you should shy away from it, because I don't think that it would, I think it would wear beautifully on a woman, and I did test this on my own skin and I thought it was amazing. I didn't think that it was too masculine for me. So Handsome Devil is Spanish moss, belladonna, ISO-E super, tobacco, hedione, lavender, musk, coumarin, citron, and clearwood. This one is 70-30 masculine, so it's not like super, super masculine. This one is beautiful though. This one has a little bit of an earthiness to it. It's got a little bit of a greenness to it. I don't know that I've ever smelled another fragrance with Spanish moss as a note in it. The ISO-E super isn't super prominent. You definitely get the beautiful warm tobacco and the kind of calming herbaceousness of the lavender. There is a clean musk in it. This one is really fresh, a little bit green leaning, really, really calming and kind of zen smelling. Really, really beautiful. This would be an amazing fragrance, an amazing men's fragrance. But again, I wore this one and I thought it smelled beautiful on me, and I would be happy to wear this. It's gorgeous, beautiful. This is the kind of fragrance that I would want to smell on a man, because it doesn't smell like every other men's fragrance out there, which is what I'm looking for. I don't like for a man to smell like a department store counter, and this one definitely doesn't. So anyways, that one is called Handsome Devil. It's gorgeous. Okay, next we have, this is one that I had been wanting to get my nose on for so long, because I've had so many people tell me in my comment section that this is an amazing patchouli fragrance, and yeah, so I've really been wanting to smell this one. So this one is called Damn Hippie. It says, Damn Hippie mixes cliched notes of the hippie movement, such as patchouli and frankincense, with a heavy dose of amber and woods. This one is 60-40 masculine. This one is patchouli, olibanum, amber, vanilla, labdanum, benzoin, amberwood, musk, cedar, tree moss, and rum. And it's a beautiful patchouli, but to me, it doesn't smell like a hippie patchouli. It's got so many other notes in it that it's definitely a patchouli fragrance. Yeah, it's definitely a patchouli fragrance, and it's an earthy patchouli, but it's not a hippie patchouli. It's definitely got like a greenness to it. It's a fresh patchouli, so it's not like a dirty patchouli. It's a resinous patchouli too. You get a lot of the resins in it, the olibanum, the amber, the labdanum. There's a tree moss note in it, and I think that's where all the greenness is coming from. And the tree moss is in the base, so that's kind of what it dries down to. It's like this beautiful kind of green, slightly earthy, woody, resinous patchouli. It's gorgeous. It's a beautiful patchouli. So anyways, that one is called Damn Hippie. Okay, next we've got my beloved White Rabbit. This is one of my favorite fragrances from this house. To me, this is like a sweet, kind of slightly vintage style white floral. Vintagey, kind of like from the 90s. It reminds me a little bit of Amoureige from Givenchy, but Amoureige kind of stops at the white floral, like that kind of indolic smelling white floral. And this keeps going because when this one dries down, it dries down to the most beautiful kind of gourmand vanilla fragrance. And I have never experienced anything else like this. I've never smelled a kind of beautiful vintagey smelling indolic white floral that dries down to a vanillic gourmand. It's amazing. It's one of the best fragrances that I've got in my collection. It is an absolute gem and a treasure, and it is one of my favorite perfumes that I have in my collection. So this one says, opens as a white floral, but soon drops down the hole into the land of gourmands. This one is 70-30 feminine. This one is Datura Gardenia, Caramel Honeysuckle, Vanilla Amber, Bergamot Pear, Jasmine Orange, and Labdanum. This one is beautiful. I'm not gonna spend a ton of time because I've talked about this one so much on this channel because I love it and I talk about it all the time. But yeah, this one is one of my favorites. That one is called White Rabbit. Okay, this next one, I'm gonna butcher the name of this. This one is called Oneirogen, I think is how you say that. I'm not totally sure. This one says that an Oneirogen, I'm butchering that, I'm quite sure, is a substance one takes to induce dreaming. This feminine scent is a reflection of the substance the protagonist in the accompanying book takes, a fruity floral that will transport you to the beautiful realms of your subconscious. I don't think that this one has the notes listed. This one I have worn though. Like I have given this one a full wear test. And this one is beautiful. It's sweet, but not too sweet. It's got the tiniest bit of like a fruity floral in the top. It's clean, like it's got a musk in the base. It's kind of light, but this one dries down. Yeah, this is the fragrance that I'm wearing today. This one dries down to like a, kind of like a sweet, kind of honeyed musk. It's really, really beautiful. I love when you first spray this one, it's kind of like this light, sweet, fruity, clean, musky fragrance. It's really gorgeous. So that one is called Oneirogen. I'm probably butchering that. Okay, the next fragrance we have is called Annwyn. I think that's how you say it, Annwyn. And this one says, in Irish and Scottish mythologies, Annwyn is the other world or paradise. Rather than using conventional notes in the fragrance, I've chosen to go unique and simple. Passion flower, passion fruit, and white chocolate as the main notes. So Annwyn is 90-10 feminine. It is passion fruit, passion flower, white chocolate, musk, and ambergris. This, I have not tested this one on skin yet. This is one of the only ones that I haven't tested on skin yet. I think I'm gonna love this. I definitely, out of the bottle, I definitely get a ton of white chocolate. Oh my goodness, yes, lots of white chocolate. You definitely get the passion fruit, and passion flower smells amazing. I don't know if you've ever smelled like a real passion flower. They smell so good, and they are like the most beautiful flower I think I've ever seen. They're so intricate. But yeah, for me, this one is a lot of white chocolate and a lot of passion fruit. You definitely get a little bit of the musk. The musk gives it a slight cleanliness and some lightness. It keeps the white chocolate from being too overpowering. It's really, really beautiful. I cannot wait to test this one on my skin. I'm really looking forward to it. So anyways, that one is called Annwyn. Oh, beautiful. Okay, next we have got Orange Sunshine. And Orange Sunshine is a beautiful, kind of like woody citrus. So this one says, citrus taken for a psychotropic thrill ride by means of orange, opium, and amber. This one is 730 masculine. So this one is patchouli, sandalwood, amber, musk, incense, myrrh, clearwood, orange, wildflowers, labdanum, tree moss, beeswax, vanilla, jasmine, and opium. And this one is gorgeous. This one is really complex. You get a little bit of the patchouli. The patchouli is not overpowering. It's a really beautiful, kind of slightly earthy patchouli. You definitely get a lot of the resins. You get the amber and the myrrh and the labdanum. It's like a citrusy, I mostly get the citrus and the resins with a touch of patchouli, a little bit of the sweetness from the vanilla. So you do kind of get this a slight kind of orange creamsicle kind of scent, but think of like a resinous kind of patchouli-like orange creamsicle. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. It's not too sweet, but it's a little sweet. It's gorgeous. So that one is called Orange Sunshine. And I think those are all of the ones that are currently on the website. Yeah, I've got, so the 2 full bottles, White Rabbit, and then Bees and Butterflies, and then all of these gorgeous. I've got my 5 scents down here that I'm gonna be deciding for myself, and then all of these beauties. But yeah, those are, there are a few that are on the website that I didn't go through here, but definitely if you guys are interested, check out the website. There are tons of fragrances on there. It's such a cool website to look through. The photography is really cool. The whole feel of the website is really cool. And again, there's like a little story that goes along with each fragrance. They are beautiful fragrances, really, really high quality. Every single one of them performs really well. That's one thing that with this house, you will never have to worry that you will order something and that it's not going to perform or not going to last, not going to be good quality. You just don't have to worry about that at all, which is so nice because there are very few houses on the market at this point that you don't have to worry about that. So anyways, you guys, I do hope that this was helpful. I do hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.